exercise 5.3 from question number 11 to 20 from the chapter Arithmetic Progressions. So in question number 11, they've given that if the sum of the first n terms of an AP is 4n minus n squared, what is the first term, that is S1, and what is the sum of the first two terms? What is the second term? Similarly, we need to find the third term, the 10th term, and the nth term. So they've given that the formula for finding Sn in this AP is 4n minus n squared. They're asking us to find the sum of the first two numbers. So using the formula given to us, we can say that S2 is equal to 4 times 2 minus n squared, which is 4. So S2 is equal to 8 minus 4, and the value of S2 is equal to 4. We know that A2 is equal to S2 minus S1. So in order to find the value of A2, we need to find S1. So in order to find S1, we can say that S1 is equal to 4 times 1 minus 1. So S1 is equal to 3. So from the values of S1 and S2, we can find the value of A2. So A2 is equal to S2, which is 4, minus S1, which is 3. So the value of A2 is equal to 1. We also know that S1 is equal to A. So the value of A is equal to 3. The value of A2 is equal to 1. So the common difference would be A2 minus A, which is equal to D, and the value of D is equal to negative 2. So next they're asking us to find the values of, we already found the values of A2 and S2. We need to find the values of A3, A10, and AN. So next let's find the value of A3. So A3 is equal to A, which is 3, plus 2 times negative 2, which is 3 plus of negative 4. So the value of A3 is negative 1. The value of A10 is equal to A, which is 3, plus 9 times negative 2, which is 3 minus 18. So A10 is equal to negative 15. Now we need to find the value of AN. So AN is equal to A, which is 3, plus n minus 1 times negative 2. So 3 minus 2n plus 2, which is equal to AN. And AN is equal to 5 minus 2n. In the 12th question, they're asking us to find the sum of the first 40 positive integers divisible by 6. So the first number divisible by 6 would be 6 itself, followed by 12, and so on until the 40th term, which they're asking. So here we can say that the value of A is equal to 6, the value of D is also equal to 6. We need to find the value of A40 and then find the value of S40, which they're asking us to find. So A40 is equal to 6 plus 39 times D, which is 6. So 6 plus 39 times 6 is equal to 234, and 6 plus 234 is equal to 240. So now we need to find the value of S40. We know that S40 is equal to n by 2, which is 40 divided by 2, times A, which is 6, plus AN, which is 240. So 40 divided by 2 is 20, times 6 plus 240 is 246. So 246 times 20 is equal to 4,920, which is equal to the sum of the first 40 terms. In the 13th question, they're asking us to find the first 15 multiples of 8. So the first multiple of 8 would be 8, followed by 16, and so on till the 15th term. So the 15th term of this AP would be A15 is equal to A, which is 8, plus 14 times D, which is also 8. So 8 plus 14 times 8 is equal to 112. So 8 plus 112 is equal to 120. So now that we know the value of A15, we need to find the value of S15. So S15 is equal to 15 divided by 2 times A, which is 8, plus AN, which is 120. So 15 divided by 2 times 128, and 2 will get cancelled. So 15 times 64 will give us the value of the sum of S15. So 64 times 15 is equal to 960. In the 14th question, they're asking us to find the sum of the odd numbers between 0 and 50. So they're asking us to find the numbers between 0 and 50. So the first odd number would be 1, followed by 3, 5, 9, all the way up to 49. So first, in order to find the sum, we need to find the number of terms in this AP. So in order to do that, we're going to take the value of AN as 49. And we know that AN is equal to 49, which is equal to A, which is 1, plus N minus 1 times D, which is 2. So 49 is equal to 1 plus 2N minus 2. 49 is equal to negative 1 plus 2N. 50 is equal to 2N. The value of N is equal to 25. Now that we know the value of N is equal to 25, we also know the value of AN, which is equal to 49. We're going to find the value of S25. So S25 is equal to 25 divided by 2 times A, which is 1, plus AN, which is 49. So 25 divided by 2 times 50. 50 and 2 will get cancelled, so we'll get 25 times 25. And we know that 25 times 25 is equal to 625. So this is the value of the sum of the numbers between 1 and 49. In the 15th question, they've given that a contract on construction job specifies a penalty for delay of completion beyond a certain date as follows: 200 for the first day, 250 for the second day, 300 for the third day, etc. The penalty for each succeeding day being Rs 550 more than for the preceding day. How much money does the contractor have to pay as penalty if he has delayed work by 30 days? So they're asking us to find the value of S50. S30. In order to do that, first we need to find the value of A30. We know that in this AP, the value of A is equal to 200. The value of D is equal to 50. So A30 is equal to 200 plus 29 times 50. So 29 times 50 is equal to 1,450. So 200 plus 1,450, which is equal to 16,050. So now that we know the value of A30, we're going to find the value of S30. So S30 is equal to 30 divided by 2 times A, which is 200, plus AN, which is 1650. So 30 divided by 2 is 15. So 15 times 1, 1850. So 15 times 1850 will give us the value of S30, which is equal to 27,750. In the 16th question, they've given that a sum of 700 rupees is to be given 7 cash prizes to students of a school for their overall academic performance. If each prize is 20 rupees less than its preceding price, we need to find the value of each of the prizes. So they've given that S7 is equal to 700. And since 7 cash prizes are given, we can assume that the first prize to be X, and they've given that the next prize is 20 rupees less than the first prize. So the second prize would be automatically X minus 20. And similarly, the third prize would be 20 less than the second prize, so X minus 40 and so on, up to X minus 120, which is the seventh prize. So here this forms an AP. Here we will also know that the value of A is equal to X, the value of D is equal to negative 20, the value of A7, which is equal to X minus 20, and the value of S7 is equal to 700. We need to find the value of X. So using the formula for Sn, we can say that 700 is equal to 7 divided by 2 times a, which is x, plus an, which is x minus 120. So 700 is equal to 7 divided by 2 times 2x minus 120. 700 is equal to 7 times x minus 60. So 7 can be brought over to the sides, which will become 100, because 700 divided by 7 is equal to 100. So 100 is equal to x minus 60. So minus 60 brought over to the side becomes 160. So the value of each price is 160. The first price is 160. So the prices would be 160, 160 minus 20, which is 140, 140 minus 20 is 120, 120 minus 20 is 100, and 100 minus 20 is 80, 80 minus 20 is 60, and 40. In the 17th question, they've given that in a school, students thought of planting trees in and around the school to reduce air pollution. It was decided that the number of trees that each section of each class will plant will be the same as the class in which they are studying. A section of class 1 will plant 1 tree, a section of class 2 will plant 2 trees, and so on, till class 12. There are 3 sections in each class. How many trees will be planted by the student? Since each class has 3 sections, that means in the first class, one class will plant 1 tree, but since there are 3 sections, it will be 3 times 1, so the first grade will plant 3 trees. Similarly, in the second grade, they will plant 2 trees, but since there are 3 sections, it will be 3 times 2, so 6 trees. Similarly, in grade 3, they will plant 9 trees, all the way up to class 12, in which they'll plant 36 trees. So we need to find the total number of trees planted. So we need to find S12. Well, we already know the value of A12, which is 36. So S12 is equal to 12 divided by 2 times A, which is 3, plus 36. So 12 divided by 2 is 6 times 39, and 6 times 39 is equal to 234. In the 18th question, they've given that a spiral is made up of successive semicircles with centers alternately at A and B, starting with center A at radii 0.5, 0.1, 1.5, 2, as shown in the figure. What is the total length of such a spiral made up of 13 consecutive semicircles? So first we need to find A13. And then we need to find the value of S13. So first, A13 is equal to 0.5 plus 12 times 0.5. So 0.5 plus 6 is equal to 6.5. And next we need to find the value of S13. S13 is equal to 13 divided by 2 times A, which is 0.5, plus 6.5. So 13 divided by 2 times 7. So we're going to keep this as such. Now, this is going to be the value of the radius of the entire circle made up of 13 semicircles. So this is going to be the value of r. And we know that the perimeter of a semicircle is pi r. So that would be 22 by 7 times r, which is 13 divided by 2 times 7. So 7 and 7 will get cancelled. 22 and 2 will get cancelled. So 11 times 13, which will be equal to 143 centimeters. In the 19th question, they've given that 200 logs are stacked in the following manner: 20 logs in the bottom row, 19 in the next row, 18 in the row next to it, and so on. In how many rows are there 200 logs placed, and how many logs are in the top row? So they're asking us to find the value of an and the value of n. So since we already know the values of a, which is 20, and d is negative 1, we can substitute it in the formula 200 is equal to n by 2 times 2 times a plus n minus 1 times d. So 200 is equal to n divided by 2 times 40 minus n plus 1. 200 is equal to n divided by 2 times 41 minus n. 400 is equal to 41n minus n squared. You will notice that we have arrived at a quadratic equation. That indicates that we will get two solutions for this equation, and we will have to choose which one would satisfy the given question. So we can rearrange this and write it as n squared minus 41n plus 400 is equal to 0. And now we're going to split the middle term. We're going to find two numbers which multiply to 400 and add to negative 41. So two such numbers would be negative 16 and negative 25. So n squared minus 16n minus 25n plus 400. So n times n minus 16 minus 25 n minus 16. So the value of n would be either 16 or the value of n can be 25. So now we're going to check which of the values 16 or 25 satisfy the equation. We know that an is equal to a plus n minus 1 times d. So an is equal to a, which is 20, plus first let's take 16. So 16 minus 1 is 15 times d, which is negative 1. So 20 minus 15 is not a negative number, so this will satisfy. But however, let us also check for 25. So an is equal to a, which is 20, plus 25 minus 1, which is 24, times negative 1. So 20 minus 24 is equal to negative 4, which will not work. So we take the value of n is equal to 16. So now we need to find the value of an, which is 5. The value of n is 6. So we can say that the logs can be placed in 16 rows, and the number of logs in the 16th row is 5. In the 20th question, they've given that a competitor starts from the bucket, picks up the nearest potato, runs back to it, drops it in the bucket, and then runs back to pick up the next potato and drop it in. And she continues in the same way until all the potatoes are in the bucket. What is the total distance the competitor has to run? They've also given a hint that to pick up the first potato and second potato, the total distance in meters run by a competitor is 2 times 5 plus 2 times 5 plus 3. So they've given that it is 2 times 5 plus 2 times 5 plus 3. So from this we can form this AP, which is 10, 16, 22, 28, 34, and so on. Now they're asking us to find the value of S10. So first we need to find the value of A10. And we can say that A10 is equal to 10 plus 9 times D, which is 6. So 10 plus 9 times 6, which is equal to 54. So A10 is equal to 64. And then S10 is equal to 10 divided by 2 times A, which is 10, plus 64. So 5 times 74, which is equal to the total distance, which is equal to 370.